Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to talk about cultured and dignified act of conduct. When we are associating with others, when we are socializing with friends, close ones, also those that are only associates and acquaintances, you pour a certain love into it. Of course, when you do the spiritual work, it is really about a choice we also do by truly allowing that space, by being both receptive and giving out a certain respect to every human being, like they are our own sibling in a sense. By truly actively giving that out from the heart, having that as a practice, being active, conscious in it, it strengthens within you that spark of the sun that you have been given. You infuse your being with more understanding, compassion, and love over time in the practices we do. Staying aware with ourselves, listening to what comes out of our being. It is not always roses and and rose tinted glasses. Sometimes it is heavy. Sometimes it is deeper, darker emotions, heavier emotions that needs to be observed, gone through, reflected upon, and it transforms and it eases the pain by healing it, redeeming it through, well, us taking responsibility and observing it. It is us after all, something within us, something we alone can observe by being aware, by being strong within our foundation. The more we meditate, the more we are aware and perceive and are in general conscious of our whole being. And that also includes others' beings and how we conduct ourselves with others. Of course, it is easy to say that since no one else is doing it, we don't need to do it ourselves. And that is true. That is so true. But it is not about that. It is about every day working towards becoming a deeper and more compassionate, loving human being. And it takes time and dedication. It is a work in on itself. And it is a work we do 24/7. That is how we, being aware, and let's say you are with one group, you are accommodating that group with your being, or if we are in another day with another group, we accommodate that. It requires an enormous amount of spiritual forces. And when you come back to yourself, we are exhausted. But that is the natural state of it, because we are so dense that we are not used to be that flexible yet. That is why it requires practice, and our body becomes more flexible with it. Not flexible as in physically flexible, but you are very much more capable of becoming more all round and balanced in any situation, whatever might occur in the worst case scenario. And in the best case scenario, you don't become overly elacious. You don't feel over elation and ecstasy so that you go do something extremely dumb, and on the other side we don't become so crushed that we don't have a hold of ourselves anymore. It is really about that middle balance. It's always about that balance. And yes, things might be extremely painful sometimes, but the more you strengthen yourself in the ability to be able to hold yourself conscious, the easier it becomes over time to take care of these uncomfortable emotions and memories and such that might pop up, because they are coming up for us to see, for us to perceive, and for us to work through. And when they come up, that means we are ready. That means we are ready to be able to reflect upon it and to transform it into well, assimilate it into experience. Make yourself more mature. Because when you reflect upon every memory you have from your whole life, you mature yourself because you know yourself, how you reacted, what actions you did, what you felt, what you thought in these moments, and what can you do differently next time. You see, the more thing you can associate and relate to, the more different you can do it because you have many examples. And hence, from those examples, you try something new. It is experimental, but at the same time, it is very structured in its morality. It is all about having the right intentions to reach the heart and souls of every individual and mankind, the human in mankind. What is warm and heartful, and what can be developed further as the spark of the sun, as the Christ within. Not yet I, but the Christ worketh and liveth in me. So we do work for Philadelphia towards the community of siblinghood, of brotherly and sisterly love. And towards that requires, well, dedication, resolve, and a elegant and, well, at least a certain high act of conduct, standard. You have a high morale of standard, at least keep to the 10 commandments and so on. That is at least what I do. And to have a certain strength and well, I digress. To truly have your own inner support, really. As I told in the last video, you kind of are both your mother and father. The father is the instructor, the disciplinarian, the strong, lawful, and protector of your own inner being, which every human being has. And the mother is our soul, the nurturer, the gentle, emotional filled being that embraces all of us, that feel that motherly love that truly is something universal. More or less, really. It is a feeling that can't be described in other than truly feeling and perceiving it in the moment. And you know what I mean. You can remember it from back when you were a child and so on. And by embracing these two and balancing them, you have the child or the son. And that is where the human being, the physical human being comes in. And that is when the earth mother and the spirit father are united and creates. It is beautiful to think it like that, at least. For me, it brings me a sense of reverence and devotion, The warmth. That is what brings me through every day, at least. To have something to revere and to look up to, the divine hierarchy, the angels, the archangels, the archai, the most sublime beings. And those truly are some role models, because those have discipline, dedication, and serious work. And to have aspirations, to never become stagnant and stuck, but to be changeable, to be shapeable, to truly have and grab a hold on to everyday living, being grateful for every day, and to be an inspiration and lift up. So you become stronger with your I in your body, being able to think more clearly and more consciously, in more freedom, being able to feel more strongly, more foundational, anchored within your body, so you don't get dragged everywhere when you feel. And you bring a certain depth to life. And through your thinking and feeling, you affect your will to be able for you to aspire to something that is deeply and widely a human being. Being able to connect again to the outer spiritual divine realms, able to observe the outer four kingdoms of this earth, the mineral, the plant, the animal, and the human kingdom, and to, well, find the many different secrets of what life has to offer. It is all about being curious, and there is so much here that if we truly take our time to become conscious and observe and listen, there is always something new to be learned. There is no end. We always have room for growth. We always have room to develop as human beings, prepare for the next earth life, to be able to have a strong foundation and a good, well, when you get born in your next life, you truly have built foundational strength in this life, in your present moment. Because what you build now develops in the future. It becomes physical reality in the future. Whatever you develop as a kernel, as a seed, as what you develop subjectively within you will become objective, will become outside physical reality in the future. And that is what you see around you right now too. It is movement and rhythm, karma and, well, rhythm. I forgot what. Anyway, I think this was everything. Sometimes I just like to have fun and see what comes, because creativity is something one truly use actively, more or less trying to mold it as Play-Doh, you know. But you can't touch it. You touch it by speaking about it. You touch it by using concepts and symbols to speak it out. And when you speak it, you can create it as pictures and observations in a sense. It is really, really fun to truly be an esoteric scholar and a scientist, because you truly find out what a human being can do, the growth we are capable of over periods of time, observing ourselves and see where we improve, see where our skills are improving and where the development is strengthening and so on. But also to be aware that we do have the ability to see both beauty and ugliness, and to be aware of the ugliness, and to not be see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. We truly observe it and see and register that it is there, the hindrances, those that just want to be in the status quo. You know what I mean. And that is the forces that want to have their own agenda for us human beings, and they affect our will impulses and our inner emotions and such, to have certain attachments to things that isn't in alignment of our development necessarily. But that is for every individual to find out for themselves what is to be improved, or what they can improve, and how they improve themselves. So I will leave you with this, and thank you so much. May you be blessed, protected, guided, and loved by Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, all the 7 planetary archangels, and the hierarchy, our ancient masters of old, and our ancestors. And yeah, that was everything. Love you all. Thank you so much. Goodbye.